This clearly implies that Jordan is claiming not to have any knowledge of the term Jordanus Maximus, at least up until he could get emails from rabbis. And considering emails are pretty late and his career has been pretty long, this is saying that he had no idea up until pretty recently of this term Jordanus Maximus. Now again, this term comes from Madame Blavatsky's book, Isis Unveiled, Volume 2, Theology. So keep that in mind as we listen to this next.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, have you ever heard or read Mrs. Blavatsky? She's...
Helena Petrovna Blavatsky?
Right.
Yes. Yes, I have all of her works.
You have?
Yes.
Well, that's why... Yes.
I think her best work was Isis Unveiled, Part 2, which is theology.
Right. Science.
And that was an exceptional work. I think that Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, the Russian mystic, was a very wise and perceptive lady, and she had some very profound knowledge, obviously, and her academic achievements were extraordinary, and so I have a very high respect for the work of Helena Blavatsky.
So are we really to believe that Jordan Maxwell had no previous knowledge of the term Jordanus Maximus, the second in the trinity of Helena Blavatsky, in her book Isis Unveiled, Volume 2, Theology, which he clearly says is his favorite book? This man, claiming to be a great wordsmith, didn't know that until he got an email from a rabbi? Something doesn't add up. Listen to Maxwell here, and then listen to Frank Lordy as he describes a little bit about why we should be concerned about what Maxwell is saying.
I believe that the church and religion in general in the Western world, which is to say Judaism and Christianity, have given to the world much good and has been beneficial. But like any and all technologies and thinking, it has also brought with it many things which have hurt the human family. And so I think that this is why the human family is being mutated. I think we're being brought into a new world that you are not going to recognize in the next 20 to 50 years. I think this is going to be necessary because the way we're going now, our world is out of control. The violence and the hatred among peoples is going to have to be done away with. We're going to have to do something about the facts of life. And the facts of life is that the other people are on this earth and you didn't put them there. Other people are on this earth because the God who created life has allowed all of us to be here, and somewhere along the line there's got to be order on this planet. And I believe that there are certain individuals are ordained to make sure that happens. So I don't have any problem with power. I have problems with people who misuse power. But those people who have the power to do something for the good of mankind, I am sure that they are working around the clock, taking care of their business.
Any seeker of truth instantly should pick up on the catchphrase, "Oh, there will be order. Order is coming." Remember, order out of chaos. So what Maxwell is telling you is, in essence, chaos is coming. Things are going to get worse and worse and worse, and then order will be restored. This is what the New World Order represents. This is nothing new. This is the same old, same old. This is someone telling you that, hey, we're not going to stop the New World Order. We're going to embrace the New World Order because we may be thrown into turmoil for a little while, but eventually order will be restored. An end to war, blah, 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 world peace. Oh, yes, it's all coming. It's all coming.
I believe that these are the days in which the Bible calls the days of the meting out of justice. What goes around comes around. And it's a time in which the powers of the universe are going to enlighten mankind whether they're ready or not. And unfortunately, I don't think there are too many people in the world who are ready for the very near future that's coming. Again, I have always been interested in words, terms, symbols, emblems, because I think that's the way the Spirit communicates with us, is with symbols.
And as we all know, symbols are used by the Illuminati. Symbols are used by secret societies. Symbols may be used by some spirit, but you have to really ask yourself what kind of a spirit is only interested in speaking to those that can somehow magically and mystically interpret their symbols. This is paganism. This is possibly Satanism, Luciferianism. But is it truth? Does Jordan Maxwell have anything to back this up with? Personally, if I were to believe that there's a God, and I do, I find it extremely hard to believe that he would send cryptic messages that no one can really understand unless they are well versed in the mystery schools, when he very simply could just write the truth out for everyone to read. Wow, there it is. Oh, I understand now. As opposed to symbols that only an elite few can understand, because you too can become illuminated through knowledge, secret knowledge, hidden knowledge, knowledge that God sent down but refused to show anyone that isn't willing to study symbols.
I believe it is an article of my faith that for whatever you might wish to call these entities, the Bible refers to them as sons of God. Sons of God, incidentally, are not angels. You need to understand there's different words, and the reason why there are different words in the Bible, because they mean different things. There's a world of difference between an angel and the sons of God and the watchers. These words are not there to fill out pages. They're telling you something. Angels are one thing. Sons of God are able, we're told, to materialize in human form and cabort with women and get them pregnant. It shows their plumbing worked. And consequently, if they're able to have offspring through women, I cannot imagine a woman being talked into bed by some hideous creature from another world, but I can believe she might be talked into bed by a very handsome, good-looking man who is not human. He just looks human. And you better go back and do your homework. This guy walks through walls. Consequently, I believe, as an article of my faith, that there are individuals on the earth today who are, for a lack of a better term, divinely ordained in their position of power. And I don't know if that makes me happy or not, but I'm smart enough to accept it and realize that, I guess for a lack of a better way of saying it, someone has to run the world. And if they are here and they have come here from another place and another time, they have extraordinary wisdom, power, and knowledge. And consequently, I don't see them, if this be true, this is just an article of my belief, but if this be true, that there are entities here who are not completely human, but who are a combination of the divine and human, then I see no problem with this. I accept that there are powers over us, and I think that they will reward you for your diligence and your intelligence. If you intend to be stupid, then let them.
The implications here may not seem like much to those that are unschooled in the Old Testament, in Old Testament theology, and those that don't understand who the sons of God are. And these sons of God are who Jordan Maxwell is telling you are going to reward him for being smarter than everyone else.